Welcome to another episode of the Team Elmer's Update, where we take you past the orange barrels and onto the job site. Earlier this year, crews performed work on McKeese Rd, north of Suttons Bay, Michigan, replacing a large culvert as well as resurfacing 3,600 linear feet of existing asphalt. If you recall, our Hillman crew installed an 11.5-foot, 8,000-bolt aluminized structural plate culvert on I-75 in Sault Ste. Marie earlier this summer. This culvert is similar in style, requiring many large sheets to be assembled and bolted together, yet is even larger, spanning 19 feet 10 inches by 12 feet 1 inch.
The culvert was actually pretty tough to put in. Arch crew first had to dig a temporary creek to reroute the creek. Then our sheet pile guys had to come in, put sheet pile on 3 sides to keep the creek back. And then the water table was extremely bad there. We had to fight 3 foot of water, which required a bunch of stone, 4-inch electric, 3-inch electric, and 3 2-inch electric pumps running 24 hours a day just to keep the hole dry enough that we could work in it. This is the first one we assembled that was this big. Required stone bed, graded. We put the bottom piece down. It was a 4-piece culvert. Bring the sides in and then put the top on. It was so big in diameter that we actually had to get a man basket inside just so the guys could reach the bolts around the top side.
Because of the large size of the culvert, crew members were well over 6 feet above ground, and according to MIOSHA regulations, required the use of fall protection.
I mean, this one was really tough because the angles of the sides. The man basket, we had guys in fall protection, of course, but on top, when we had guys up on top trying to use pry bars to get the top pieces, we actually had to have them in harnesses and hook them onto the excavator bucket off to the side, just because there was nothing hooked to because it was so tall. Once we got the culvert in sections, 4 sections at a time, we had to actually try to get the pea stone underneath the culvert, which required a bunch of guys and a bunch of shoveling. You had to use air hoses to get it pushed way underneath the culvert because the arch was so big. So yeah, there was all kinds of challenges. The 4,000 bolts that had to be installed loose. And then when you get halfway down, go back and start tightening. Then when you get all done, go back and every single bolt had to be hand torqued to a certain specification and then marked that we were torqued it.
The new culvert was certainly the highlight of the project. However, there was plenty of other work to complete on-site as well.
Storm sewer for the new road. Storm sewer went all the way up to the top. They dug a couple of retention ponds because it was a pretty steep hill, just to keep the storm water under control coming down the hill.
After all the underground infrastructure was complete, crews resurfaced the 3,600 linear feet of roadway with 2 courses of asphalt, giving motorists a new, smooth-riding road. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Team Elmer's Update. As always, we thank you for your patience, and stay safe out there. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook, and check out teamelmers.com for more project information.